Yeah. So are you guys able to see my screen? Okay, thank you. So as I told, like in next this class, I will be sharing, like I will be solving some lead code problem related to stack, and we have covered the concepts related to stack and solved some of the classical problem related to stack. Okay, so I'll go directly to the lead code and I'll search for stack, and I'll sort it by 1 second. I think I need to select it once. Yes, I need to log in. Yeah. So starting with the first problem, remove outermost parenthesis. Okay. So let's first understand what this is say. This problem says. Okay. Okay. So the problem states like a valid parenthesis string is either empty or or it is like with some string, something like this, or a plus b, where a and b are valid parenthesis string. Okay, so first and let me try to help you understand what is valid parenthesis. Okay, so you guys remember, like we have solved one problem related to valid parenthesis earlier. Okay, so this can be one valid parenthesis, right? Or for now let's remove this part. Okay, so I can assume like if there is nothing, then this valid parenthesis can be like this. Okay, or maybe some other string, something like a plus b and then into a minus b, something like this is there. Then we can say it's this is also one valid parenthesis, right? And we can close this one with outer parenthesis. Okay, this is the problem. I want to wait for some time. Okay, so this is also one valid parenthesis. Okay, but can we break this valid parenthesis into two part? We cannot, right? But what if something like this is there? Then these two are called primitive parentheses. So we can break something like this. Okay. So the problem says if you have given parenthesis, string of parentheses, maybe something like this. Okay, something like this. So obviously this is valid parenthesis. So here is one part, here is another part, here is another part, here is another part. Okay, so the first step would be I need to partition this string into atomic or primitive parenthesis string. So we can partition it something like this, plus this, plus this, plus something like this. Once this is done, then problem is saying remove the outer parenthesis from everything. So if I remove outer parenthesis from here, then it will be coming like this. Here it will become null, and this one will be coming something like this. So this should be the output. Okay, so this is the problem. Now let's go again to the problem. A valid parenthesis string is a primitive if it is non-empty and there does not exist a way to split it into S A plus B. Okay, and A and B are again non-empty valid parentheses. Okay, given a valid parenthesis string S, consider its primitive decomposition. That's what we did, P1 plus P2 plus PK, where PI are the primitive valid parentheses. Return S after removing the outermost parenthesis of every primitive string. So if you see here this problem, this input, so here you can see this is one primitive, this is another primitive. So if you remove the outer part of this primitive, then two parentheses will be coming. So two pair is coming, and from this one pair is coming. So this is the output. Okay, going to the next problem. So here also, if I decompose, so this is one decomposition, this is another decomposition. After that again, so here if you see, this whole is one decomposition. You can see, right? The reason is you cannot break it further. So this is three parts. So if you remove this outermost, so this two will be coming from here. If you remove, one will be coming, and from here, if you remove outer parenthesis, something like this will be coming. So this is the output. So you need to, or here you have only two parentheses and both are in only one, then you can return null. So this is the problem, and s dot length should be less than 1000, and si is either this or this character, and s is a valid parenthesis string. This is the constraint already given. So you guys have worked to check whether the parenthesis is valid or not, right? We worked on that in previous class. Are you guys following me?
Yes, Manoj.
Okay. So now we need to break it and we need to solve. Okay, so this is the problem. Give a thought how we can solve this problem. Okay, you have 5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes I'll give. So from 10:20, yeah, from 10:22 or 10:20 I'll start. Okay, I'm sharing the link in the chat box so that you can practice. So guys, anyone get any solution? Any idea how we can do this? Anything you want to share, please go ahead.
Manish,
Yes, please.
how to split that based on that? I'm not getting. Like,
Okay.
like parentheses, we can check in and making them in separated array, but
Okay. So, okay, there you are facing. Okay, that's good. Okay, anyone else? Okay, I'll come to your answer to this question, Mayur.
Manish, I'm not getting the logic to pop out that bracket.
Okay, okay, that's good.
We can maintain a stack to check when we put the parenthesis opening bracket, and when we find closing bracket, we pop it out.
Okay.
And whenever the stack is empty, that means the braces that is that position and the previous position are not taken into the resulting thing that we have to see.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Okay, anyone else? Okay, give me 1 minute, guys. Like my laptop is power is not there. Okay, so are you able to see my screen, right? I
Yes.
hope yes. Okay. So it's okay. Try to build the logic. So here, nobody can help you guys. So here, like you have to practice so many problems so that you can start thinking like how we can build logic. Okay. So let me help you to how we can build logic. Okay, that is the very first question. Okay, so whenever you are trying to build logic, try to think about the simplest solution. Okay, not corner case. So the simplest solution I will thinking of this part. So this is one atomic parenthesis. I won't be bothering about the another. Okay, so coming to the Mayur's question. So Mayur asked like how to break. Why you need to break? I don't want to break it first. Okay, so I'm just going through this very simple question. Okay, so can we, so this is the string. So if I start processing from left to right, okay, so what we can do, if I am getting opening parenthesis, okay, so maybe some result is there, right? Some result is there. So this is, let's say R. Okay, so if I'm getting opening parenthesis, so what I can do, I can add into the result, okay, as well as I'll push it into one stack. There are other ways also. So because I am explaining the topic of a stack, so I thought of explaining using a stack only. Okay, I moved further. Again, I got one parenthesis and that is opening. So I'll concatenate it here and I'll push it here. Okay, now I got closing parenthesis. Okay, so once I get closing parenthesis, I'll add in the result, but this time I'll pop it out. So this one won't be there. Okay, again I got closing parenthesis. I'll add into the result and I'll pop it out. Once result, once stack become empty, okay, once stack become empty, so what you need to do, you just need to remove the last added character as well as the beginning character. Okay, so this is the problem now. Now what will happen once this stack become empty, so obviously this atomic valid parenthesis is over. So in the next, so again stack, I am opening. So here I'll do some operation to remove this part. Okay, so my result is something like this. Again I add something in push. Okay, so I'll explain this how we can remove it. Okay, again I will be moving from left to right. I got opening parenthesis, I'll push it and I'll append it to the result. Again I got closing parenthesis, I'll pop it out and I'll push it here. So again stack become empty. So once stack become empty, you need to remove the last added element and the beginning. Okay, but how you can know like what is the beginning? You cannot do from here, right? So this is the problem what I see. So maybe beginning you can, so if you start thinking of beginning, so this could be the beginning, right? So here is the problem. Okay, but one thing I'm sure here, so whenever stack is becoming empty, whenever stack is becoming empty, what if I don't add the first found element? Okay, so what we can do here, again let's say example here, same example, I'm just repeating it again. Okay, so if stack is empty, only append into the result. Okay, only append into the No, sorry. When stack is empty, only add into the stack, don't append it. Okay, so don't append it here. Okay, so I processed this one. So I process this one. Next time I'll come, my stack is not empty. Okay, so I'll append it to the result. Okay, as well as I'll push it here. I'll got closing parenthesis. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll pop it out and append it here also. What happened? Again, I'll go. I got what I got? Closing parenthesis, right? I got closing parenthesis. I'll pop it out and append it here. But once I pop it out, I'll again check if that is empty. If stack is becoming empty, if stack is becoming empty after popping it out, I don't add it here. So this is over. Now my stack is empty. Okay, I'll traverse it here. I found one parenthesis, that is opening parenthesis, but my stack is empty, so I'll just add into the stack. Okay, now I found closing parenthesis. I will pop it out and check whether my stack is becoming empty or not. If stack is becoming empty, then I won't add it. So this will be the result. Any question till here? All okay, right?
Yes, Manish.
Great. Now let's try to write the code. Okay. Let me first write the pseudo code and then I'll write there. Okay. So this. Okay. Let me write it here. Remove outer parenthesis, function name is there. Outer parenthesis function is there. It is taking one string, right? And it will have some. The first thing, I will be having one stack declaration, right? So maybe you can use library stack integer that is there in java.util. So if you are working on lead code, you can easily use any of the class of java.util class. So you can just declare new stack. Okay, so this is done. The second part, you need to write one for loop. So you will be writing char c and s dot to char array, right? So once, so here in the for loop, you have to write the logic. Okay, the first thing what I'll be checking here, if my stack is empty, if s dot size is equal to 0, so what I'm going to do, guys, I will be just pushing that c into s dot push what c, right? But I'm not appending it to the result. That's very clear, right? Okay, so here two things come. So before that also, I would better prefer to write something like this. Let me clear this one. So here I'm just extrapolating this if else block. here. So this C will be either opening bracket or closing bracket, right? If C is equal to this, else it will be another thing, because it's already mentioned in the condition, right? So this is my condition, two condition. Then if this is the case, then here only I'll check if S is equal to S dot size is equal to 0. Okay, if S dot size is equal to 0, then I will be just pushing S dot push C. Else what I'll do two things. I'll push also S dot push S, as well as I will append this R may be the result. Here you can declare R either string or string buffer. String buffer is a preferable. Yeah. Then in case of a string buffer, you just need to write SB dot append or R dot append. But here for now, like for convenience, I'm just using string only. So here you can do R plus C. So this pushes, it seems clear. Okay, but what is the case of pop? Okay, what if it is coming as closing bracket? So if so it's very clear if you remember the stack. So if the size of the stack is 1, right? If size of the stack is 1, then you don't need to push this element, add this element to the result. So here you have two conditions. If size is equal to 1, then just pop it out, S dot pop. Don't need to add. Otherwise, again add it to where you result, right? R equal to R plus C, R plus pop or C directly, R plus C, and after that at the end you need to pop also S dot pop. Okay, let me try to write the code. I think it's clear to everyone, right? Or any question? I'll write code also. Don't worry. This is pseudo code. I'll write here and try to submit. I hope it's clear, right? Okay, thank you. Okay, so here I write differently, but yeah, in between I thought of writing something different. So let me keep it here, because this is anyway, my solution is there. So I declared here one stack, opening, closing. It's not necessary. You can do it like there directly, you can match. So it's fine. It's up to you. So this is the, yes, I'm just looping it over here and I'm returning result. Okay, so I have two conditions. If C is equal to opening, so I have to perform something. Else, obviously the else part will be the closing one. So there we should not need to write another block. Here again I have to check if my stack dot size is equal to 0. Okay, if stack dot size is equal to 0, else it is not the 0. So if it is 0, then I'll just add stack dot push. Otherwise what I'll do stack dot push plus my result plus equal to C, right? This if else is clear. In the case of pop, I have two conditions. If stack dot size is equal to 1, there is one scenario, and there may be the another scenario also. What will that else block? Okay, I'll see how it goes on. So here what I'll do, if it is equal to 1, then I'll just stack dot. Okay, here what I'll do stack dot pop as well as result plus equal to C. And I'm returning result. Let me try to run code, how it goes. Cannot be applied to given type. Okay, I need to add, yeah, push. In case of push, I need to add C. Okay. So here result is coming good only. Let me submit. Great. Looks good. Result is fine. It's very simple, right? Or any question? Just try to break it. Like, so writing, like understanding how we can write the logic, that is the main part. So if you are watching some videos, then this part, it will be very difficult to understand how we can build the logic. So this is how we can build the logic. Any difficulty you faced? Any other question, guys? No? Should I move to the next problem? I hope you will do it your own. Obviously, I'm not pushing this in Git, so you have to do it your own. And I'm neither sharing the code. So I expect at least after the class, some days in week, you try to solve this problem. Here, if you don't want to declare here, then you can directly write here also, right, in code. So that's fine. Write it clean. So neither of the condition corner case is missed. So earlier was not that great, my code only, but this time it is more clear and better. So this is better. Okay, let's move to the next problem. Okay, build an array with stack operation. So if you are solving stack problems, always think like how we can use stack to solve this problem. Okay. So here the problem says, given an array, target, and an integer n, in each iteration, you will read a number from list 1, 2, 3 to n. Okay. Build the target array using the following operation. Okay. So push pop. Okay, you have two operation. Let me try to help you understand using this input. So this is input. Okay, 1 and 3 is given and n is equal to 3. What does it mean by n equal to 3? Okay, so let me explain it here. That would be better. So you are given something like this. 1, 3, 5, okay, and whatever at the end, so number is n is always starting from 1 and ending with here. So n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I can say n is equal to 5. Total 5 element is there. Okay, and based on some push and pop operation, this list is coming. So how this list can become? So from 1 to 5. So you'll add 1. So what operation you are doing? First operation you are doing push 1. Then you add 2. Then again you are doing push 2. Then you pop it. Pop. Then you, so this 2 will be removed, right? This 2 will be removed. Now again you will do push. So 3 will be push. Okay, then you do add 4, you do push 4, but after that again you need to pop it, right? Then you add 5, then here you do push 5. So this 4 will be removed, so final list will be 1 3 5. Okay, what if 1 2 3 is there, only 3 push, right? Push push push. What if 1 and 3 is there, push push 1 push 2 pop and then push. So you need to create output something like this, a list of string with operation, what all operation have been done on the stack to get this result. I hope it question is very clear to you. Okay, give a try. You have again, it's 50, right? We'll start at 11. Anyone got any idea? Any idea, guys?
Manish, can we count the indexes and then for the 0 we'll add 1 and we'll check like 1 equal to 1, then push. If in the next index we don't get, like we'll push and pop, we'll add both together like that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, almost you're there. Rohan is telling we can traverse the target area and check if current number is there, add push, and if current number is not there, we will push and pop together.
For this we'll go array out of bound exception, correct?
Yeah, so for that only, like, yeah, logic is here only. Yeah, how to handle that logic, how we can get rid of array out of bound exception. Okay, Rohan, okay, you did it, and you did it in C, I think, right, Rohan? C++, okay, that's fine. Yes, so he is using one vector build a string, and here he is just doing push. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so I'll share, like, it's very good, but I'll share how we can use stack here also. Okay, no need to add, no need to use a stack on top of it, but yeah, that would be obviously one extra space that we can avoid, obviously. But let me have look about, like, let me share this thought process with you guys. Okay, your approach is also actually your approach is good, Rohan. uh, okay, so let me share this part. Okay, so here, let's say my input is 1 2 3 4. Okay, very simple case.
Manish, your screen is not.
Okay, let me share. Yeah, the simplest case is my input is 1 2 3 4 and n is equal to 4. Target is this one. Okay, so this very simple case, what I can do here, I'll try to help you understand the logic, how we can build it. Okay. So obviously we cannot, n is 4, so we cannot loop over this one, right? N is 4, but sometime target may have only 1 and 4, right? So we cannot loop over this array instead of this array, but n is 4, that's for sure. So we can loop over this n. So my for loop, I can write something like this: for int equal to int I equal to, starting with 1 here, right? And I should be less than equal to 4I plus plus. Okay, but how to access this array, right? To solve this problem, can I declare one temporary variable and that I'll assign with 0? Once I access this one, when this process is done, then I just increment temp to temp plus plus. Okay, make sense, guys? Okay, so two ways. First, let me go with the Rohan's approach, how he used. So there is two scenario here. The first scenario is if target of temp, okay, target of temp is equal to I, then what we need to do? I'll just add, suppose list is the output, okay, that is of array list. Okay, list dot add push. Okay, if that is not the case, not equal to I, then I'll do both push and pop. But some problem I can see. Okay, if target temp is equal to, and after that I'll increment the temp. Once this is done, I'll increment the temp also, temp plus plus. Let me try this first, and I'll show what problem we are facing. Okay, let me first try this one. So for now, I'm just removing this one. I'll just remove this part of the code, this part of the code. Yeah. Very simple. First, I'm just writing if two things, target of temp is equal to I. Then we just need to list dot add. I need to add push. Else and do list dot add push and pop. Once either of these two is performed, so every time I'll incrementing this temp. Let me try to run it. It's showing index to out of bound for length equal to 2. Okay, so what is the input? Input is 1, 3. Okay, and here it is 3. Right? So what is happening here? 3 times this ith variable is getting incremented. This temp is getting incremented and then trying to check with temp, right? You got my point, right? can I do, if both is equal, then only if I increment this temp, then it should be fine. Still it's showing index bound of out of bound exception. Let me see the for which particular scenario. 1 2 and output is 4. It's 1 to n is 4. Okay. You guys tell me why this error is coming. Anyone can tell me? What should be the output of this one? First, let's decide that. 1 2 and n is 4.
Pushpa.
Sorry, push push.
Uh, push pop.
Is that needed or not needed?
3 and 4 are
Three.
not present. So 3 got added, then popped out.
Yes.
Then again 4 got added and popped out. Like it should be push pop.
Yeah. So directly we can, if we have to push also, then this target is coming, right? So no need to do further operation also, right? That internal implementation, I'm also not aware how we can do that. Okay, so if I want to fix this problem, why this corner case is breaking. Okay, so if 1 2 why this is coming, because 1 2 is done, there is no other element here. I am just checking target temp is equal to I. Rohan is something suggesting we need to put a check if temp becomes equal to target dot length, it should break. Yes, that is the condition. That's what I was expecting. Okay, so here if I add and temp is equal to okay, so temp should be target dot length. You guys suggest what I need to write it here. What is the test case? 1 2 and 4. Where I can write this temp target dot length so that it does not break. Anyone? I think Rohan did. Rohan can tell us. Still, temp target dot length index 2 out of bound for length 2. Anyone? How to fix this one? Try it in your ID. I'm pasting the code. Okay, just practice it. So this is very important corner case scenario, guys. Many times this will happen. So just paste in your code and try to. My approach has no index out of bound exception. That's good. Kapil also pasted. Okay, I saw your code, Kapil. That's good. So I want other to get hands on of how we can handle such scenario. So this is a very common problem people face. Try your way. Like this is not the single way. Here this is not the single way. Lot of approaches are there to solve this problem. Yes, who pasted this two while loop? Two while loop was from Rohan, right? No, Rohan used 414. Someone used two while. Yeah, this guy has used two while. This is very classic solution. Many people use that. That was the reason. Like I added here. So where I should use for and where I should use. This is good. This is good. Anyone talking? Rohan, are you talking?
Yes, sir. Actually, I posted a comment in which just a condition in the I loop needs to be added in the code which you pasted.
Yeah. So here just if I add this temp equal to target dot length, I'll just directly break it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it will obviously it will. So I want other to also. So this is like I thought of something like this. Maybe some other people will think like differently. So I my main goal is like try to make your own logic. If I am pasting it here, it's my understanding. I was earlier pasting it here. So I see some challenges, but still I pasted it here, and just to show what challenges I am facing. So even if I paste it here, so it will may fail for this block here. This will fail here only. What will happen here? Just let me check it here. So there are so many ways people can do it. I can do this one, but still it should have some problem. See, output output is different, right? Because it's always taking some condition, and that pop part is having some issue. So what if I do if else here also? This is also working. You guys got me what I'm trying to say? So it's you, like how you can think where. So what happened if instead of this block I first write, so instead of writing this block here, if I first write this one and then I check this one, so it's problematic, right? It will throw some exception, because first it will try to access, and here only it will throw array out of bound exception. Then there is no point of putting this part of the code this side. So if I submit it here, it should throw some out of bound exception. It's throwing, right? But here just I tweaked it here and move it to the left side. So it's, and first it will be start processing from left hand side. So here only it will break. So no further is needed. What if I remove this part? 1 is equal to 1. Output is different, right? Or I can do just like this also. I can remove this. If I submit, oh sorry, one parenthesis is missing. Which is also having some problem, right? Because at the end, so some condition is failing, right? Some condition is here failing, and it's always writing push pop, push pop, push pop. And for this particular condition 1 to 4, again it start writing push pop, push pop, but that is not needed. If it is already reached the target, then no need to add. And this is the only particular case for which this block will execute, right? And for this particular scenario, this will throw error. Otherwise that, if I make it here, run code, remaining all case, it should be work fine. It should work fine. If I add 1, 4 and run, it should run fine. Right? Any other scenario, 1, 3, 4 also if I do, it should work fine. You got my point, right? All okay? So try to build your own logic, like how you can break the corner case. Should I move to next problem? Okay, going to next problem. This is a very good problem. So, okay, given a string S of lowercase letter, a duplicate removal consists of choosing two adjacent and equal letters and removing them. Okay, we repeatedly make duplicates removal on S until we no longer can return the final string. So here in example, so here if you see guys, A, B, B, A, C, A. So what will happen? B, B is duplicate, right? So this will be removed, right? Then this two, if you pop it out, then A will become duplicate, then will pop both out. Then C will be coming, C is single element, A is single element, so CA is the output. Okay, so try this. This is very good problem. So if you have like one very small concept is there, if you try to pick that, then you will be able to solve. And like what I understand based on my experience is like backtracking, dynamic programming, uh, like this is the two topic like where so like difficult question can be formed. Apart from this two, it's the stack like where you can have very difficult problem, and you need to have like thorough practice, then only you will be able to solve this stack problem. So stack problem are obviously complex. So if I want to make any array problem difficult, I'll make some logic so that you need to use stack, then only you can solve better in O of one time or in the O of one space complexity. Okay, so try solving this problem. You have again 10 minutes. So anyone able to have any idea? Rohan pinged something. That's cool. Rohan is telling we will create a stack, then we will traverse the string and access it character wise. If the stack is not empty and its picked elements is equal to character being processed, we will pop it out. Otherwise, we will push that character in the stack. Finally, retrieve the element of the stack and reverse it. Good. That's good. Same. Okay. Jayad also saying same. Anyone else? Mayur, Asit, Shubham, Sumit, Tanish, yes.
Manish, I am facing stack empty problem.
Okay.
Can I share my code?
Okay. And anyone else? You can share your code, Mayur. Just wait. I'll let me check with other. What about Shubham, Sumit, Tanish? Yes. You are not able to solve, yes?
Is it visible?
Yeah, I can see your code, Mayur.
Manish, first I created string buffer in order to store that element.
1 second. Hold on, please. So you created one string buffer carry s dot caret 0 st dot push a. Where is your for loop? Your starting for loop later. First element you are storing first.
The first element I am storing in stack.
You make it very okay. Why you want to do the first element in the beginning? You start in the loop only, right?
Okay.
Okay. You start. You keep on pushing. Yeah, you should always start from zero. Why make the code simpler, right? So the first thing so let me explain the logic. Then I'll come to your code, okay, and then I'll help. Okay, first I'll just tell the logic only, okay, so
Yes.
that everyone will understand. Yeah. So my suggestion would be like before coding, okay, before coding, try to solve in pen and paper. So if you master solving on pen and paper, then you won't face that type of problem of handling corner case and that overflow exception. Okay. So the problem is very simple. So let me write something like this. So some string is given A B C B A D maybe E. Okay. So the what should be the output? So if I start pushing from here, then AA will be popped out, B will come, then C will come, okay, then B will come, then A will come, then D will come, then E will come. So here in this case, B, C, B, A, D, E. This should be the output, right? Let me make it with different. A, B, let me make here C. Here, let me write C, then B, then B, then C, then D, and E. So this AA will be removed. This C, then BB is coming, then this 2 will be removed. Then this 2C will come, and this 2C will be removed, and then only DE will be coming. Okay. Now let me go down. Here, what I can do, I can create one stack. Okay. I'll start traversing from the left side. Okay. So for that, I need one for loop, right? So for loop, what will be the starting point? Int I equal to 0. I should be less than s dot length, right? I plus plus. Okay. So write if else block very simply. So simple. So the first thing what I'll be checking. So maybe I'll write some char c equal to s dot char at I. Okay. So I got C. Okay. So what next? Then I'll check if this is one stack, right? This is one stack. Okay. So I'll if stack is empty, then I can never pop it out, right? So that is the only constraint I need to think. Otherwise that, so the first thing, if I'll check, so the only two scenario I'm just thinking. If stack is empty and if stack is not empty. Okay, then you can simplify it. Okay, the first thing, if s dot size is equal to 0, one basic simple. How I am going to handle the second scenario if it is not equal. Okay. So if it is equal, then again you have to write some logic, right? If it is equal to 0, then you just need to push it, right? You just need to push it. So here you can write, let me write it as a stack. That should, or S is fine. Oh, here S also is a string. So let me write it as a stack so that it's clear. This is a stack. Okay. So if stack dot size is equal to 0, then what you can do directly, you can do stack dot push whatever is there in C. Okay. What is the second scenario? If size is not equal to 0, then you need to check again something. What you need to check? If stack dot top or stack dot peak, actually in Java it's peak function. If stack dot peak is equal to C, then what you are going to do? You just need to pop. Okay. Anything else? So let me run through this code. So initially a stack is empty. So here what I am doing, just I am pushing it. So I pushed A. Okay. Again A came. So I am checking if stack is empty, no. So it will go to this block. Then what I'll check, if stack dot peak is equal to C. So stack dot peak is A is equal to C. Yes, then what I'm going to do? I'm going to do stack dot. That's cool. Now stack again become empty. So there is nothing in the stack. So this is blank. There is nothing. Now I come to C. So I'll check whether stack is empty. Yes, stack is empty. So what I'll do, I'll just push the C. So what I'll do, I'll push C. Then I come with B, right? So again, I'll check what? If stack dot peak is equal to C, then I am doing stack dot pop, okay? But here it's not equal to C. So one more condition here is needed, right? So else not equal, then I need to push also stack dot push C. That I was missing. So I'll try run it and check. So C is there, then B is coming, so B will be also pushed. Okay, the next B will be coming. So again I'll check whether this B is matching this B. So here this condition will be matching, and here this B will be popped out. So this B will be popped out. So we will have only C. Okay, the next character I will move to the C. Then again I will be checking if stack dot peak is equal to C. Yeah, it's equal to C. Then I'll just pop it out. So this C will be also popped out, and then I'll go to further D and E. So it's empty directly. I will be adding E. This is not matching. Then this block will be going. So this is the way. Like try to write it very simple. Don't complicate, and always don't write any corner case outside of the if else block or for loop block. So otherwise you will mess up. Okay, let me write it here. How can we do that? Remove duplicate. Yeah, and after this, once this is done, so we will have some element in the stack. Okay, so at the end, it will be kind of, so at the end, it should be something like this. It should be D and E. So in the end, if you start popping it out, so it will be printing it in reverse direction. So at the end, what you can do, you can reverse the string, and that will be your output. So that is very simple. Mayur, now do you want me to see your code?
I got.
You got where you are breaking, right?
Yes. I was facing problem in the stack empty.
Yes.
Whether it when stack is empty.
Yeah. So always try to see the problem. You got the solution. How I am going to implement. The second step would be directly check the corner case. Okay, so I found two corner case here because I have to implement a stack, whether stack is empty or whether stack is not empty. Okay, so how I'm going to process when stack is empty, how I'm going to process when stack is not empty. Then I came again, if a stack is not empty, then two case. If stack dot peak either will be the C or stack dot peak not equal to say, then what two operation I am doing. Okay, let me write the same thing here.
Manish, I have question in general.
Yes, please.
See, now we know that this comes under stack, so we think of using stack data structure to solve this.
Okay.
Okay. As soon as I see this question, first solution comes to my mind is like comparing two, like I equal to I plus 1. Like that comparison comes to my mind when I see this question. Like how do you figure out when to use stack for this? Or
yeah, that is very good question. Okay. Okay, let me answer that question. I'll go to this one. So it's AAC BBCDE. It's AAC BBCDE. Okay. So if I am asked to remove the duplicate, okay, obviously my mind will come here, and if someone asks me to remove the duplicate, what I'm going to do is, I will follow your approach, like what way you think. So this is the problem. Then I can think, I can have one I loop, I variable, I can have one j variable, okay, and I need to compare this I and j. If those are equal, then I have to remove this I and j. Okay, so this is array. You removed it. How you are going to remove? So you need to shift all these element one side, right? C, B, B, C, D, E. Okay, you don't want to do this, right? So what you can do, I'm just trying to improve my solution. I'm thinking of, like just like you, as a beginner, how I can improve it further. Okay, A, C, B, B, C, D, E. Now I'm bit experienced. So I know if something I am removing from some array, I should always perform from the right hand side. So if you are attending my class from the beginning, then you must have this understanding, right? Yes.
yes, one.
Yeah. So we should start from the ending. If there is any delete is coming in the array operation, that's good. Again, I'll have some I and j. Okay. So I have some ij. I'll compare d and e is not equal. That's cool. Then I'll move I. Okay. Okay. J will be obviously 1 less than I. So I is here, j is here. Now again, I'll compare. Both are fine. That's good. So what I can do, again, I'll move I here and j here. Okay. That's good. Both are different. That's good. Now my I will be here, j will be here. Okay, so this 2 is matching, so I need to delete this 2, right? I need to delete this 2 in between. How we are going to do it? I'm putting some operation in between array. So if it is directly deleting from the last, it's good, I can delete it. So if I have to delete this BB, then how you can do it? You may have again some other loop, maybe K, and from there you will start shifting this C here, this D here, and this E here. So maybe your structure will be AA, C, D, and E. And your I and J will be something here only. It was the third element, right? Third and fourth. So here. here you will be I, and here you will have I was fourth element, right? One second. C, D, E. After that 2 we went. So you need to maybe decrease I here, and J you have to keep it here. And then you will be again comparing, and then you will again deleting it. Then what you need to do? Again you will moving this D and E here. A, D and E. I will be here, J will be here. You will be moving I here, J here. Not matching, you will be moving I here, J here, and you will be deleting. This is how you are going to do. If you are bit smart, okay, you will move this operation. I hope it makes sense. Yes.
Yes.
And rest of you, okay, I am bit smart, I did it, okay, but what should be the time complexity of this one? At least n square, even it should be more than that, maybe, but I think it should be n square only, because again I am processing the loop, I'm just moving it. Okay, I assume it n square. Okay, I'm going one step further. How I can improve it more, or how I can make it in order of n time. Okay, so I'm just thinking what can be done. So if you are using stack, okay, so if you are using stack, so you are using extra space also, right? Right, Yash? And rest of you?
That's right.
Okay, so if I say in the same problem, yes, I want to solve this problem without using extra space, okay, without using on space, how you can do it? So you will have to follow this approach. Make sense?
If like that will be like we are just doing in place sorting kind of a thing, then we are
Yes, yes, you have to do this. But yeah, in memory or in place operation, if you are doing, so you have to do this. So I thought of, can I use some temporary space? Okay, can I use some temporary space to save some time from on square to order of n? I will think about this.
then even the space will be overfilled, correct?
Yeah.
Like we are using stack form.
Yes, that's why I'm telling. So if I want to decrease the time complexity, okay, I want to decrease the time complexity, the second thing will definitely come in my mind. If I don't have any alternative, right here, you cannot use any other algorithm here, okay. And if you know almost every data structure and algorithm concept, then you will come to know like, I don't see any other approach is there. Then you will think, can I use some extra space? Yeah, I can use some extra space to solve in order of n time. Then I will be thinking, instead of processing this list again and again, so here what I was doing, I was processing again and again using two variable I and j. If I want to go through only once, and can I do that operation? So I thought of, okay, some extra space can I use? Okay, so some extra space means I can use array also, right? Some linked list also, some tree also, any extra space is possible. That makes sense? Okay, I can use array also, and I can do this thing. So what I'm going to do, okay, so I moved further one step. Now I have A, C, P, B, C, D, and E. Okay, now I'm telling I will be using, this is the one array, I will use one extra array, and I want to compare and write. That's cool. So what I'll do, I'll compare this with this. Okay, both is equal, so I won't add. I'll compare this C and B, not equal, then I'll add C here, B here. Okay, that's great. What happened? Then I'll go next, this BB, right? I'll go next BB. What I see, both is equal, but this B is already compared, so I don't push B here. So let's see, C and B is not equal, so I'll just push here B. Then I'll move again BB, so it's equal, I won't compare. So I'll again move to BC. So this BC is what happened. This BC is not equal, so I have to put B and then I have to put C. But something is breaking, something is missing here. Again, okay, how to handle that one? Okay, let me write it again. A, C, B, B, C, D, E. So first, both are equal. I won't post. That's cool. Then I'll come to this two. So both are equal. So I'll jump, maybe I can jump to, then I'll come here, C. C and B not equal. I'll push C. That's cool. Then I'll come to the B. Both are equal. I can jump to the next, right? I won't push. Then I'll add C. Okay, I added C. But this C and this C is not compared, right? I don't want this to C be together, right? So what will happen? Again, I have to perform this array operation. This is your input, and again you have to check whether this 2C is equal or not. Okay, this is very complex. So can I use something standard, maybe stack? So obviously it will come to your mind, stack may be the option. If you practice so many problem related to this, then something will come into your mind, stack. And what is the benefit of a stack? So here I am using array. So if a stack is there, then once CC is coming, so while inserting the next C, you can check whether that C is already present or not. Here also, in case of array also, you can check. So once you start pushing this C, you can check whether this C is previous equal to C or not. That also can check. If it is equal, then what will have to do? You have to delete it from here. That's the pain is here. So if you have to delete something from the array, then it takes order of n complexity. So I want some data structure where deleting can be done in O1 time and pushing can also be done in O1 time. So that's why stack came into the mind. So once I will be checking, so I'll check top with new element. So both are equal. I'll just pop it out. And I know stack takes pop in order of one complexity. I hope this is too much and I hope you got it.
Yes, understood.
Okay. Any other question from anyone? No, right? Okay. So I was solving this one. So let me complete this one. So I'll do 4 char C 2 char array. That's good. Okay, two condition. I have to declare one stack also. I thought of some other temporary data structure is needed. So stack integer stack is equal to new stack, right? That's cool. Then I'll check if stack dot size is equal to 0. Case number 1. Otherwise, it's it is having some value. That's good. If it is stack is equal to 0, then we can directly push it. Right? If stack is not empty, then we have two cases. If C is equal to stack dot pick, then what we are going to do? We are going to start dot pop. That's cool. Else, what we are going to do? Stack dot push. So this is done. I am now I'll go out of the for loop. So this is the for loop ending. What's next? While stack is equal to dot size not equal to 0. Here I have to return something, right? So maybe string out. So I'll do out plus equal to stack dot peak, and then I can pop. So I have out. Okay, then what I can do, new string builder of out dot reverse dot to string, and this I am going to return. I'm running the code. Let's see what is the issue. Stack dot push. Char cannot be converted to integer. So here it should be character. It's correct. Character. What happened here? It's correct only, right? Push. Push what I am pushing. C I am pushing. C is of char. It should work. Oh, here I am not pushing. Okay. That's great. Performance wise, it's poor. Maybe one reason is this string concatenation of a string. So here I can directly do here popping the things. Here I can directly make it as a string builder. String builder not equal to no string builder. Let's see how it improves. Builder. Okay, and here I will be doing sb dot append. B dot append Okay. I'm not sure whether any method is there. String builder. You can search what all method are there in string builder. Can you append in the beginning only? String append. Code point before insert capacity. Insert index of string int 0. Maybe you can do this string or anything. That is not the problem. Let it be. So sb dot append. So here just do sb dot reverse. So 136 millisecond. No, let me check. What happened? SB. What I'm writing here? Out. Lot improved, right? 136 to 25. You can improve more. Think about how you can improve further. And you can see. I hope it's clear, right? Any question? So, what all problem I can see in stack? Next greater element. This is very fantastic problem, but I don't want to cover it now because it will be coming later. Backspace implement queue using stack. This is also very similar. Implement stack using queue. That's good. Okay, next class, I'll be focusing on this problem. This is very, very interesting. Mean stack, and I'll solve this problem using three concepts, and so that you will have very good understanding. So valid parenthesis, I think this already done. This was done by us, right? We have solved this one already. Next greater element is really good problem. Backspace string compare is not that good. Implement queue using stack using queue. These are our very well known problems, so we can skip it. But yeah, if you solve this problem and this problem, that would be very great. So maybe in like tomorrow, I'll be helping you with this main stack and next greater element based on the time what I have. That's all for today. Thank you guys. Thank you for having patience. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks, man.